Hello everyone, my name is Christian Long and I'll be doing my speech upon Sudan for the Nashville Community College speech class. Sudan, while it is a beautiful country, I'll be more diving into the rich history of the country, which is not so rich if you format it with love. Where is Sudan? Sudan is located in eastern part of Africa. If you want to know geographically where is precisely located, many of you might know Egypt, with the pyramids and the Sphinx and the alien perception. Well, that's where it's located, underneath the Egypt. When did they gain their independence? Well, this country gained their independence January 1st, 1956 from two countries, Great Britain and that fellow country, Egypt. They signed a treaty gaining Sudan independence to become an African nation. So immediately, who did their capital city become? Khartoum. Khartoum became the capital city. Things were looking good for Sudan, right? Not exactly. Sudan then had a big deal of a civil war for last 60 years, I believe, or more. It's been going and dealing with this since the independence. You do the facts, you do the data. Now, it's predominantly between the south and the north of Sudan, obviously being a civil, and it's predominantly because of religion, as we've heard. Muslims in the north, Christians in the south. Now, while the north was the ones doing the victimizing, they were the ones terrorizing the south, from what the information we get, the Muslims terrorizing the Christians. And while we won't get into all the detail with that because that's based on religion and it's based on a lot of gory details that I don't really wish to describe at this moment in time, that is better used for Google and other search sites. Now, you ask, who was in it? As I said, the South and the North, the Muslims and the Christian beliefs. And when did the South finally start fighting back? After the first couple of years. They found it in them, and with the backs of the United States of America and the United Nations and the African Union and other regions and various countries, they become and had the strength to fight back. While none of the countries intervened, the South began to fight back versus the North. And very predominantly, the North continued to win, it seemed. But that didn't last. July 9, 2011, finally the South had began and gained their independence. Wonderful time, wonderful things. The war is finally finished. The South has become a country, right? Well, it seems so. They had a new leader, Salva Kiir Mayardit, as the North retained Omar al-Bashir, and the South's new capital city was Juba, while the North retained Khartoum. And while it seemed for a little while that couple days maybe, that the war had died down, it was going to finish, well, that wasn't the case because oil became a product. Both countries are dependent on oil. The conundrum is both the countries are dependent on it so much. And when you have two dependent countries on oil, and the bulk of the oil is located in the south, although the export pipelines run through the north, there can be problems, and the north didn't want that. And the south seen a way they could hurt the north. They shut down all production of oil, risking their own economy on the north. Well, that didn't bode well for the north, and to this day, they continue to fight, while the south actually at this time, turn of events, is winning the war, if you would assume that. That would be the history and the rich parts of Sudan, and I'm glad I could share a little bit of history and a little bit of my heart that I've thrown out since I was 16 years old. Thank you all.